Mercy, what's good with you, boy? I'm in King.
I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm just done letting people slander my name. That's the focus of this room. So whenever you hear me talk, I'm not bugging. I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling at all. I'm speaking the truth. Anytime I talk, stop me when I'm lying. Anywhere, anytime. If I'm lying, you have the right to say, yo, that's cap. No, it's nothing. And I wanted people to know anything I say, I'm telling the truth because I don't speak all the time. So when I do speak, it's because I research what I'm talking about and I spoke to the person and I gave them a chance to fix it. And if they don't fix it, I have the right to fix it. So I don't need nobody complaining because when I don't speak, people like, yo, you need to talk more. When I do talk, they don't like what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm not worried about what you think about what I'm saying no more. And I said today that the difference between me and Boy is a lot of difference. I started as a superstar. When they met me, I was a superstar. It was nothing to fix. Put it on camera. I met Puff on a Tuesday. That Thursday, I was doing Only You. I came to him with those records. So that's the difference. The second difference is I came with these records. Nobody had to groom me outside of Kuda Love to make these records. That's why I say Kuda schooled me to the game. The third thing is that my first album was No Way Out. My second album was Harlem World. So I came with 10 million. I started like that. I started in the millions. I sell in the millions. That's the difference. The fourth difference is that I made the company that I was a part of at least $500 million. That's the difference. So when you want to talk about Mase is doing the same thing, Mase is not doing the same thing. I'm becoming partners with my artists and I'm making sure they get rich and I'm making sure they shine. That's the difference. What else? The sixth thing is that I never put nobody's life at risk. My life has been at risk. Even going through the East Coast, West Coast, when my life was at risk, I chose to stay. I could have left the label and we wouldn't know it as it is today. So when a person put their life on the line, you don't have the right to tell them how they should respond. I think it's very tacky for you to even get in something that was life or death with somebody else and tell them how they should respond. Okay? And number 7, the thing about it is I was already smart before I got to Bad Boy, and Bad Boy was not music, not Bad Boy, because I'm not really against Bad Boy. I'm against the concept of how the gatekeepers run music and what they do to people, and not really what they do, what people allow themselves to be under and be done to them. And I'm just becoming the voice of, we're not going for that. So when you hear people going against me, they're speaking for the people who want to keep that same narrative going and that same robbery going. And I'm saying the jug is up. I could say something on here and a few hundred people can hear it, or 1,000 people can hear it, or I could post it and on Instagram and millions of people will hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, I'm definitely not a troller because anything I'm saying gonna be true. And I want people to always know that. Whenever I open my mouth, it's gonna be the truth. If I'm not ready to talk about something, it's because I don't have all my facts straight, or it just ain't the right time to talk about it. But whenever I open my mouth, it's gonna be true. You can count on it. And if I make a mistake, I'm gonna be that responsible to come back and say right after that, hey, you know what, this wasn't correct. Just like I was doing a interview with $1 million worth of game, and I think, you know, they were asking me certain questions, and the way they asked it, I believe I answered it kind of wrong, and I called them right after that and said, yo, I just thought about something. Can you take this part of the interview out, because this part of the interview is not accurate. It's not accurate. And And I wish there was more people like that, but I know some people just like to do clickbait, and they like to talk about hot topics. So they think of a topic, especially things going on with me or one of my artists, and then they'll try to make that their storyline when really they have nothing to do with it. I'm not a gossiper. When I talk, it's about something that pertains to me. I don't talk about things that pertain to other people, because that's not my business. That's called gossiping. And I am well aware that people are getting rich and launching their lives off of gossip, but gossip is not what I do.
Gossip,
and I would advise all men to stop gossiping.
That's a fact.
No matter where they from, no matter what they think their strengths are. I'm not a gossiper. And I know it's a subtle thing that people they don't know the difference between blogging and gossiping and podcasting and gossiping. You can come up with great content without gossiping. You can create conversation, but the conversation don't have to be geared around a person or a person's name. It could just be dealing with this subject or dealing with the situation. And that's what makes it constructive. That's what makes it beneficial for all listeners. So, if people need help with their content and learning how to do journalism, because journalism requires you to be responsible. And I think people that don't have other ways to make money, they're coming on these places and trying to act like they're doing journalism, but journalism requires you to get both sides of a story before you actually go out and talk about it. And sometimes you reach out to parties and they're not available. That's why you hear people say, and even TMZ, they'll say, well, we reached out to Mase for a comment and he didn't respond. His team hasn't responded. So that means they're doing responsible journalism, even though, you know what I'm saying, people may look at them as being messy. They are reaching out to say, okay, this is what such and such said. Would you like to say anything about it? Versus just putting it out before you even get any
information,
anything from the other person, or even they allow them the opportunity to give you another glance of both sides. But I'm still like expecting the people that want to ask those questions. If you're up at the stage, I want to answer those things for you. So even in our class, in this room, there's people that just don't know me. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me, so they don't know what I stand for. They don't know what I'm about. I'm very calculated. I'm never gonna do anything that I don't understand that I'm doing. That's another thing you can always count on when it comes to me. I'm never blindsided. Never. I'm one of those people. I never wanted to say what all I had my hand in, because I know how people hate how blessed I am. That's the difference. When people be upset with me, they be upset with me about spiritual stuff. They don't ever be upset with me about money stuff. You can't compare Mase with these rappers, because Mase sold real records, tangible physical records. Mase got real number one records. Mase got moments. He don't have records, he have moments. Every person I work with got money. Not one didn't. Not one. What you don't understand about a person, that's a conversation. But nobody could ever say I stole no money from nobody, or took no money from nobody, or raped no girl, or nothing like that. That's not my MO. So when somebody see me, you got to know that this is just people hating to keep whatever leverage they need to have to do whatever business they need to do. For the record, I would say in 26 years that people know me in hip hop, I have not once lied. Not once. I don't lie on people. I don't say people did something and they didn't do it. I don't put people in lights they don't belong in for no clout. And I heard Wack 100 say that one time. He said Mase did this for the clout. No, I didn't. And the difference of our business is that when I was in a situation with Bad Boy Records and Biggie and them died, I had every right to get out of the contract. So that's the part that people don't understand. If you were signed to me and people are dying and there's deaths involved, you can get out of that paperwork. Because a record deal doesn't require you to die. That's the part that they're leaving out. So when Biggie dies, everybody on Bad Boy could petition themselves to get off. And honestly, they would. So that's where the gripe comes from. The gripe doesn't come from business. It comes from our life is at stake, and we choose to ride with you with our life at stake. So when we need something, when we ask for one thing, we should get the one thing because we gave our lives when we didn't have to. This is not an army. And the thing about it wasn't, and even when I'm speaking, I wasn't speaking from a place where I'm tripping. I'm speaking from a place where something was promised to me. I'm not in my own head, like making up my own rules. We spoke about something that was gonna happen, and then you renege on me like you try to play me. So then if you try to play me, then you get what you get. What I don't understand with people is either y'all are street people or you're not. If you street, I expect you to handle it on a street term. If you're a businessman, then I expect you to handle it on a business term. Now me, I'm a businessman. So if something goes wrong, I gotta handle it the business way. And my business way as a rapper mean I say something about it. I'm cool with smoke. I'm okay with smoke. I'm saying I'm not immune to smoke. I was born in Jacksonville. I lived in Harlem. I'm not immune to smoke. I know what comes with what I'm saying. I'm not dodging that because the truth that I carry is worth getting it out there. I can't, I'm not afraid. Like most people, they're afraid of certain clubs on this app. I'm not afraid of any of these people on this app because they can't do nothing but talk. I don't see how people be cowarding to people. There's nobody on this app that's dangerous. Nobody. All they're doing is talking. And my point of view is and even when people talk of me, they shy over the good part and try to put the light on the negative. I don't know if you guys hear this, but I hear it. Anytime they're speaking, if it's something good, they try to walk fast over the good part and say, yeah, but he's doing this. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm not okay with being on the side. That's not what I see for myself. Especially if you recognize it's your gift that's causing all this to happen. Why would you let somebody just keep using it? So I don't see what is people real problem with that. Like they say, you don't like this, make your own. Well, that's what I'm doing. Making my own. I'm not worrying about what they doing over there. Because I know, regardless of what everybody else say and think, I know that when the A-list artists get trapped, I'm who they call. When they can't finish an album, I'm who they call. I'm the go-to. So I don't have to play none of these games with any of these so-called executives or people in this world or app. Because I know we ain't even got to fake it. We don't have to fake it. And you can call the best of them. Call whoever you look up to. And just ask them, have you ever had a session with Mase? They'll tell you. I ain't got to tell you. I'm also going to say something if something is wrong. That's part of a relationship. I'm never going to go public unless we've already had 3, 4, and 5 conversations. I'm not a person that's just going to go just to the public and say something crazy. No, but when it's up, it's up. It's just there. That's where it is. And I don't back down from nobody because it takes me years, sometime to even get to that place. So a person like me, I don't choose war. But when war is the call for the day, I don't shy away from it. So you'll see people saying stuff about me. I don't say nothing. people think, oh, he's soft. No, I'm giving you a chance to get it right because I'm a mastermind when it comes to this. I am a mastermind when it comes to this. They don't ever got me beat. I ain't ever slipping. Contrary to popular belief, I'm a mastermind when it comes to life and how to position yourself. After I went through that with Puff, it only took me that one album to realize everything I needed to know. That's why I was able to quit. It didn't take me 4 and 5 albums to come to that conclusion. And I was smart enough to know I didn't need rap. I'm not like a dope dealer that went into music. I was very intelligent before I went into music. Music was my plan B. Music wasn't my plan A. So when it went great, it was great. It went great, but it wasn't my plan A. So when somebody's talking, I always tell people you can't really speak for a person until you know them. You might know of me, but you don't know me. You know some things I did right, and you know some things I did wrong. But you don't even know all the wrong I've done. And that's why when people talk about me, I'm like, bro, I've done more wrong than that. You just don't know it. So you can't blindside me with no kind of conversation. I can have it with you, or I don't have to have it with you. But I'm not ducking nothing. When I started to do music, I was 18. I think I met Puff 18, 19. So that's another way that me and the other artists is not the same. I was 20, he was 30. So all the ways this is different. I'm only talking about stuff that I've seen that was wrong. I addressed it. And number 3, I've given them the opportunity in fair amount of time to change it if they wanted to. I don't know nobody listening to me that wouldn't believe 20 years is enough time to fix something if you wanted to fix it.
Versi, what's good with you, boy? I mean, King.